We're standing off stage discussing what song to play. And I suggested a song that started with drums. James suggested something else. I got a punch in the stomach.
James, how did you know how to fight so well?
I just have attitude.
For over 4 decades, Lars Ulrich has been the thunderous heartbeat behind Metallica, one of the most successful metal bands in history. But behind the aggressive drumming and rock star persona lies a family secret so shocking that it completely contradicts everything fans think they know about the Danish-born musician. The Ulrich family tree is filled with achievements that have nothing to do with heavy metal, and everything to do with grace, athleticism, and international acclaim in a world as far from rock and roll as you can imagine. What we've discovered about Lars's family background will leave Metallica fans stunned, and prove that sometimes the most surprising secrets are hiding in plain sight. The Tennis Dynasty nobody knew about. The secret that Lars Ulrich kept from the metal world for decades is that he comes from one of Denmark's most distinguished tennis families. While fans knew him as the wild-haired drummer who helped create thrash metal, they had no idea that his family name was already famous in Denmark for completely different reasons: athletic excellence on the tennis courts of Europe. Lars's father, Torben Ulrich, wasn't just a casual tennis player or weekend warrior. He was a professional tennis player who represented Denmark in the Davis Cup for over 2 decades, competing in more than 100 matches and becoming one of the most recognizable athletes in Danish sports history. Torben's tennis career spanned from the 1950s through the 1970s, making him a household name in Denmark long before his son ever picked up drumsticks. The tennis legacy extended even further back in the Ulrich family tree. Lars's grandfather, Einar Ulrich, was also a professional tennis player who competed at the highest levels of European tennis. This meant that Lars was actually a third-generation athlete, born into a family where athletic excellence and international competition were the norm rather than the exception. The contrast between the Ulrich family's tennis pedigree and Lars's chosen path in heavy metal couldn't have been more dramatic. While his father and grandfather were known for their grace, precision, and sportsmanship on tennis courts, Lars became famous for his aggressive, powerful drumming style that helped define one of music's most intense genres. This family background also explained some of Lars's characteristics that seemed unusual for a metal drummer. His competitive drive, his perfectionist tendencies, and his ability to perform under pressure all made more sense when viewed through the lens of his athletic family heritage. The discipline required to excel in professional tennis had been passed down through generations. The athletic path that almost was. Before Lars Ulrich became the driving force behind Metallica, he was actually following in his family's footsteps as a promising young tennis player. His early years were spent on tennis courts rather than in recording studios, and he showed genuine potential to continue the Ulrich family's athletic dynasty. Lars's tennis training began at an early age under the guidance of his father Torben, who saw natural athletic ability in his son. The young Lars displayed the hand-eye coordination, competitive spirit, and physical stamina that had made his father and grandfather successful professional players. For several years, it seemed likely that he would become the 3rd generation of Ulrich tennis champions. The family's move to California when Lars was a teenager was actually motivated partly by tennis opportunities. Torben believed that the year-round playing conditions and competitive tennis scene in California would provide better training opportunities for Lars than the limited season available in Denmark. This move would ultimately change the course of music history. However, Lars's tennis career hit a crucial turning point when he failed to make his high school tennis team in Newport Beach. This rejection was devastating for someone who had grown up expecting to follow his family's athletic path. As Lars later reflected, "I thought tennis would be my life, like my dad's. When that didn't work out, I had to find something else." The transition from tennis to music wasn't immediate or easy. Lars had to overcome not only his own disappointment, but also his family's expectations. The Ulrich name had been associated with tennis excellence for decades, and choosing a completely different path required courage and determination. The musical rebellion against family tradition. Lars Ulrich's decision to pursue music instead of tennis represented a dramatic break from family tradition that created tension and uncertainty within the Ulrich household. His choice to pick up drumsticks instead of a tennis racket was seen as abandoning a legacy that had defined the family for generations. The discovery of heavy metal music came at a crucial time in Lars's life, when he was dealing with the disappointment of his tennis career not developing as expected. His first exposure to bands like Deep Purple and Black Sabbath opened up a completely new world of possibilities that had nothing to do with his family's athletic achievements. Torben Ulrich's reaction to his son's musical interests was complex and evolved over time. Initially, there was concern about Lars abandoning the disciplined, structured world of professional tennis for what seemed like a chaotic and unpredictable music scene. As Torben later admitted, "I was worried he was throwing away his athletic gifts for something uncertain." The family dynamics became even more complicated when Lars began to show serious commitment to drumming and started forming bands. The same competitive drive and perfectionist tendencies that had served the Ulrich family well in tennis were now being applied to a completely different field, creating both pride and concern among family members. Lars's dedication to music eventually proved to his family that he was applying the same work ethic and determination that had made them successful in tennis. His practice schedule, his commitment to improving his skills, and his competitive approach to the music business demonstrated that he hadn't abandoned the family values. He had simply applied them to a different arena. The hidden influence of athletic excellence. While Lars Ulrich chose music over tennis, the influence of his family's athletic background profoundly shaped his approach to drumming and his role in Metallica. The discipline, competitive spirit, and performance mindset that defined the Ulrich tennis legacy became crucial elements in his musical success. The physical demands of professional tennis had prepared Lars for the stamina required for Metallica's intense live performances. The endurance needed to play tennis matches that could last for hours translated perfectly to the energy required for lengthy metal concerts. His ability to maintain power and precision throughout extended performances reflected his athletic training. The competitive mindset that drove his father and grandfather to excel in tennis became a driving force in Lars's musical career. He approached drumming with the same determination to be the best that had characterized the Ulrich family's tennis achievements. This competitiveness pushed him to constantly improve his skills and helped drive Metallica's success. The mental toughness required for professional tennis also served Lars well in the music industry. The ability to perform under pressure, handle criticism, and bounce back from setbacks were skills that had been developed through generations of competitive tennis and proved invaluable in the challenging world of rock music. Could Lars have achieved the same level of success in Metallica without the foundation provided by his family's athletic legacy? The legacy revealed and family pride. As Metallica's success grew and Lars became a global rock star, the Ulrich family's tennis legacy gradually became known to fans, creating a fascinating contrast between athletic excellence and musical achievement. The revelation of this family secret added depth to Lars's story and showed how different forms of excellence can emerge from the same family values. Torben Ulrich eventually became one of his son's biggest supporters, recognizing that Lars had achieved in music what the family had accomplished in tennis: international recognition and excellence at the highest level. The pride that had once been focused on tennis victories was now directed toward Grammy Awards and platinum albums. The tennis background also provided interesting parallels to Metallica's career trajectory. Just as tennis requires both individual skill and strategic thinking, Lars's role in Metallica involved both technical drumming ability and business acumen that helped guide the band's career decisions. Lars's estimated net worth of $350 million demonstrates that his choice to abandon tennis for music was ultimately vindicated in spectacular fashion. The financial success he achieved through Metallica far exceeded what would have been possible through professional tennis, even at the highest levels. The family secret also revealed the importance of following one's passion rather than simply continuing family traditions. While Lars respected his family's tennis legacy, he had the courage to pursue his own path and create a different kind of excellence that honored the family values while expressing his individual talents. What surprised you most about Lars Ulrich's tennis family legacy? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more surprising celebrity family secrets. Thanks for watching.